Hello, everyone. Before I begin my session, I love to say hi, like in person. I usually love to be in person, but this is Zoom class, so I love to just say hi first before I start my presentation. So if anyone can turn on your camera, you can just turn on your camera like shortly and then to say hi, or if not possible, then just simply say hi in the chat box, and then let's like be fresher for the fun session, okay? All right, I'm gonna share my screen. And I'm gonna put the chat box here so that I can see any questions or any messages. All right, so yeah, thank you so much, Han, for this amazing session. Yeah, as he mentioned that my name is Younghwi and co-founder and designer of Hunchtown, and I've been in the Web3 industry about 5 years, including the preparation period, and then maybe 6 years. And then I also have a Web2 project founding experiences around 2 to 3 years. So in total, I have about 8 years of product founding. So today I'm gonna share my insights about those projects, founding the new project on the Web3. And also I actually came from Web2. So, there's some interesting transition periods. So probably there are some interesting part that you may need to know about your, you may be involved in a Web3 project later on, or Web2 companies which is interested in Web3. So that will be maybe useful for you to check out my experiences. All right, so anyone who are interested in my past track, you can just simply click this, read the QR code here, or go to debento.me/project7, and you can see all my projects. When you see, there are only 9. Actually, I have about like 12 products that are live that you can access on. Every year, I think I design around 10 to 12 products. And then some of them are launched in the market and some others are not. So I actually make a lot of products every year. Before I start my session, I love to show around my previous projects so that you can see how I entered into Web3 businesses from Web2. So I'm not sure if there's anyone who heard about this application, but there's a location-based chat app called Bark. This is my kind of first product I've ever jumped in the startup industry 8 years ago. It was like a kind of location-based chat app by becoming a dog character. And then you don't chat with like in a language basis. You just bark with each other nearby dog characters. This is kind of like a metaverse like social application. At the time, it was really like huge viral in the beginning. Like quickly within a couple of weeks, like we got about 100,000 users. Still, there are some users still using Bark. We focused on this business around 2 to 3 years, and then after that, we are into Web3 industry because of the Steam blockchain. Also, probably not many people know Steam here because now it's not really famous anymore. But back to 2017, this used to be one of the top 10 main blockchains network. And at the time, this is only or one of the very few successful blockchain that focuses on the Web3 social. So it was really quite interesting. And we made the app called steamhunt.com, which is like a kind of Reddit, like a place. Like people shared some cool new product, and then other people can upvote those contents, and then kind of there's a daily competition ranking chart, and then people get more upvote and get more money, Steam money, and then so it's kind of interesting place for like a community followers, and then they can also earn money by focusing on their contribution on the community. So which is quite interesting business model. We've run steamhunt.com for a long time, and then this became quite popular in the Web3 scene at the time. Actually, Steamhunt used to be one of the top 10 DF that has the most active users back to 2018. So it has a lot of users at the time. And after that, we started to focus on the Ethereum ecosystem. So we made kind of long-term lockup protocol called Never Lose That Money. But we wanted to make something very fun way, like a gamified lockup protocol. So I mean, it's actually kind of targeting for people like me. As a trader, I'm a really terrible trader. Like whenever I buy something that's kind of top, and whenever I sell something that's kind of bottom signal, like, you know, my teammates love to hear that, like, I sold something, because they think that this is kind of good point to buy. So yeah, for some people who are terrible in those kind of short-term trading, we made this protocol. So rather than just those, you know, terrible trading, why not just putting all the money with my target period, lockup period? So for example, I put my 5 Ethereum for 10 years lockup period in the Never Lose the Money smart contract. Then if I break my oath, so meaning that I just withdraw my money within 10-year period, then I have to pay a 13% penalty. And then those penalty money goes to other lockup hodlers as a bonus. So which is kind of fun way to maintain my positions for long, right? This was also quite interesting, and then has lots of lockup accounts, and it's at some point the LTV has exceeded over $20 million. So yeah, it was really interesting trial for those market. And then after that, we kind of started to focus on the minting market, because we see that the while the DM market's growing more, then like a more general end user will join this market, like people like me who cannot code or does not have much technical backgrounds, but still want to jump in this market. Then they have to have some tools that is super easy to use. At the time, the only way for you to make the tokens tradable, just to utilize those the AMM basis LP, like, you know, like a Uniswap. But the creating the liquidity pool in Uniswap actually is quite difficult, not just because of technical barriers, but because of the money part, because you have to put 0.5% of the pair tokens together to make them tradable, right? Which kind of costs a lot. We made the bonding curve basis token minting platform. So Mint Club, by using Mint Club, you don't need to worry about creating of the AMM based LP. You can just simply launch your token, then Mint Club protocol kind of attach the bonding curve of your token. So whenever there are more buyers, then there are more tokens minted, and then the payout token becomes in a single automated liquidity pool. So which is quite cool concept. Like you don't need to worry about any liquidity pool creations. People will buy more and then have more liquidity on your tokens when there are token more demands. So yeah, I'll show you about this later, how it works in the market. This actually has funded by Binance Labs because of the incubation program season 3. And then we are preparing the version 2 upgrade, which is targeted the second half of this year. And then also we jumped into NFT scene. Also, we focused on the minting market rather than the trading market, because we also think that the trading NFT is important, but more important is like to make NFT that is connected to the kind of the community, or they're like a small to medium size of the marketplaces. So we made Dixar Club, which is kind of NFT minting tool, super easy for anyone can utilize, even for someone who does not know any design background, just can simply launch the NFT NFT project, and other people can join it, and then you can raise some minting fee basis fundraising, or you can even run some community NFT basis communities, and that can be connected with the OpenSea and other token gating tools, so which is really easy to run NFT project. I'll show you around this too later. So this is also targeting the NFT minting market for more general end user. And after that, we kind of started to think that, wait, we can making product by our own hand. Why not we make some place where other people join it, and then we just help each other together for their own projects, rather than just keep making our own project. So we started to make Hunttown, which is kind of Web3 Builders Guild, like, like a kind of very cohesive community spaces where the app builders share their project, and maybe they can help each other, even team up there or hire someone. And whenever they have some new launching or new updates, they can share their news and then help each other to co-marketing. There are a lot of things to do all together with other builders. So we made kind of guild spaces for gathering all the Web3 builders globally. Hunttown has launched this year, and then right now around about like 700 to 800 builders are gathered now. About 30 to 40% Korean and 60% from all other spheres. So if you're interested in that, you can even join that, because I believe that there are a lot of potential great Web3 builders in Web3 KAIST students, of course. And this is completely global community. So yeah, only English will be allowed to use. And you can be connected with all other global builders too in this Hunttown Guild spaces. So yeah. By the way, if you have any questions, just simply type in or just turn on your mic and then ask question, okay? So this is kind of my overall journey of from Web 2 to Web 3. And except for those projects, I have more Web 3 projects that I built, and some of them are still live. Some of them are made during the hackathon. So it's operating, but it's not really like we're focusing on. So including that, there are dozens of projects that I built. So when I'm doing it, I have some insights that if you are considering to found your own Web3 project, then there are 5 challenges that you really need to overcome or think carefully. So the first challenges that I met in the beginning is actually about product category. I mean, I'm not sure how many other founders will agree with it, but personally, I think the definition of your product and your defining your market sphere is extremely important in the beginning. Not just for Web3, all other products in Web2 too. So I love to kind of join some sphere of the market and then define my position of the new project. But in Web3, those market or product categories are very, very fractionalized. It's very vague. And even the standard to separate those categories are all different. So in the beginning, I feel very difficulties to decide which product category my new project can be in. Like for example, I just found some random project ecosystem roadmap, and then this one is separating on-chain ecosystem, middleware, off-chain, other services. But these are also kind of very vague categorization, because as you can see, like Chainlink is in the middleware, but they also heavily involved in on-chain ecosystem. it's not just a middleware. It's provide Oracle system and that used widely used for all the on-chain ecosystem. And as you can see, there's a Dune Analytics here as a other services, but Dune Analytics is not just other services. They also all the APIs are hooked up by lots of the on-chain protocols. So yeah, there are somewhat interchangeable concept in the categories, which will make your product is very vague to define which market you are going to tackle in. And also, when you see this one, you have to think about also not fully on-chain categories. So for example, centralized exchanges are very important. And also the wallet apps, just data display applications, or even social and networks, even Discord, or Discord-like Web3 project. Those kind of things are also important to consider. And then maybe you're gonna be, your project gonna be connected with them, or even your project can have several duplicated categories in one of your products. So which is quite interesting to think about. How will you separate the market and then position your project or product into that? This is another ecosystem map I found, which is actually quite interesting because they separate into currencies and tools, sovereignty. I don't know why they put sovereignties here, because there's a bunch of the random wallet apps here. Maybe because of the non-custodial wallet can be providing some certainty on the users, maybe. And fintech, which is extremely broad term, but they put in the one categories here. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not saying that this is right or wrong to separate product category like that. The thing is that as a Web3 project founder, you have to have your own view, first of all, to see the blockchain ecosystem, and then categorize them. And then you have to, you have to have your own standards to put your project in that. So this is my view. Again, this is not, this cannot be like a answer or a correct answer, because this is my own view, but I see the market in this way. First of all, there is a mainnet. So layer 1, layer 2. We're not doing mainnet projects. So mainnet is just like our ocean to play, right? Like a swim around. And there are 3 important concepts that you have. I mean, I am defining, kind of separating them. First one is called DApp. DApp is also really broad term, because decentralized application is DApp, right? But this is not a good term actually to define the product, because in my view, DApp is kind of application that uses 100% on-chain basis, so that that application does not use a centralized server. All the scripts or the important activities are heavily involved with the smart contracts and automatically run on the on-chain ecosphere. I define DApp is like that. And also there's a token. Some DApp has or involved with multiple tokens, or has its own tokens, or not. So token can be separated concept to DApp. And there are tools, wallets, exchanges, and infrastructure. Your DApp may be also in this area. Like your DApp can be also wallet, or tools, or exchanges, or infrastructure. So those 3 market separations quite useful for me to think what my DApp is in the market as a player. For example, so I'm gonna show you actually the exact club in the website here. So when you go to this URL, mint.club, you can see the Mint Club. So again, as I mentioned, Mint Club is a bonding curve-based token minting protocol. The reason why I keep saying protocol is that there's a smart contract that that operates, first of all, to create the token, the ERC20 tokens, and that tokens is linked with the bonding curve structure. So, for example, when you say, well, I'm not going to make it, so this is example, like Web3 KAIST token, and then I say KAIST, and then I set max quantity 10,000. And then if I make it, this is version 1, by the way, and then we're making version 2. In version 2, they're going to have far more features. In version 1, there's only y equal x, the linear curve will be attached on your token, meaning that whenever people buy your token, then based on the current supply, your the price mapping will keep increasing by y equal x linear curve. I mean, it's not a curve, but it's just linear. And in the version 2, even you can choose exponential or logarithmic or fixed rate of the bonding curve. So the bonding curve is quite useful tool to make your token instantly tradable. That's the most important concept of the bonding curve. And if you create your token like that, first of all, this is a tool, right? Like the smart contract allow you to mint a token. So which is tool, token minting tool. But once it's launched then people can trade. Like for example, this token. Oh, by the way, version 1 is only in the Binance Smart Chain, but the version 2 will be EVM compatible. So Mint Cloud will support Ethereum, Polygon, most of the EVM compatible chains, not just for Binance Smart Chain. Anyway, so once you launch your token by using Mint Cloud protocol, now we have tradable interfaces, right? People can buy this token like that and sell this token. So this is decentralized change, right? Like it's kind of swappable interfaces. Is it exchange? Yeah, somewhat. And also, we have a SDK. By using this SDK, any people can create the kind of third-party interfaces by utilizing this Mint Club protocol. So is it infrastructure? Somewhat, right? So yeah, as I say, it is quite important to define your product in which category it positioned it. And also you have to see that in which area of the ocean that you're going to play with and then connect it with other projects. If you don't have the concept, then first of all, it's very difficult to define your target audiences, and also very difficult to see all the partners or connected platforms that you have to work with together. So yeah, this is the first step you have to think about. When you plan your project, then you have to, first of all, draw entire market ecosystem that your project will work on, and then position your project in that. Any questions so far? Because I'm gonna explain more about this bonding curve concept. So, I mean, for me, it's a little bit math. For the KAIST genius students, probably this is super easy math. All right. So as I say, the bonding curve is quite interesting tool to make tokens easily tradable, right? It's because of the minting and burning schemes. So again, I'll show you some examples of transactions. So let's see, yeah, this person purchased 187.71 OIJA, I don't know this token, OIJA, maybe some meme token. And let's see these transactions. So when this person purchased 183 this token, you see that this is Japping. First of all, Japping protocol is the so there's a JEP protocol. So there's another tokens as an input, but you have to route that to your own token or some targeted token. Then there's a JEP protocol that goes to the first the liquidity pool of these two tokens, and then there's a next targeted token LP pools. So this automatically detouring. This is also a little bit complicated concept, but I'm not gonna touch about it because then it's gonna eat up like 10 or 20 minutes more. Anyway, this is Japping protocol. So this person used the WBNB to jap in to the mint tokens, and then as I say, the bonding curve at the current supply level calculate the price level of swappable mint tokens. This is the calculation. So 16 about 17,000 mint token, and then that goes to the collateral contract as a paid tokens. So these tokens will back up the value of this token's liquidity pool, right? And then the protocol issued a new token, 183 OIJA token, to this person directly. So this is how our bonding curve works. So first of all, this person did not form 50% of the AMM basis LP, meaning that if this token is not used for the bonding curve mechanism, then to make this token tradable, then this token has to do like OJA slash BNB or OJA slash mint tokens LP, and then people can swap it in the LP pool, right? But without that, still bonding curve make them to be able to be purchased or sold out. So for example, this is sell transaction, right? When tokens are sold out, then the opposite things is happening. So these tokens go to the null address, which is burning, right? And then the contract takes the payout token, which is mint token, to this seller, also calculated from those bonding curve, right? So yeah, this is also a simple way for make this token sellable based on the single automated liquidity pool, which is bonding curve contract, bonding curve pool. So yeah, this is a bonding curve mechanism, and Mint Club is using it. So as I say, because of that, Mint Club can be just the app, has a token, which is Mint token, and tools, which is the minting tools, ERC20 minting tools. We don't have wallet. We just use the wallets like MetaMask or other Rainbow Kit Spaces wallets. Mint Cloud can be decentralized exchanges because it provides swap interfaces, and can be also infrastructure because it provides SDK that allow other developers can make the third-party front end by using Mint Cloud protocol. All right.
Can I ask something?
Yep.
In Mint Club, my understanding is that you are using Pancake Swap as a AMM. Is it right?
We're using PancakeSwap only for the Mint tokens valuations. So as I explained earlier, Mint token is used for the payout token right now, right? And then to have the market value for the payout token, Mint Club has supposed to have the market value too, right? So Mint Club, Mint token has the Pancake swap, has the LP and the Pancake swap, and then there's a market value there. And then all other tokens are that are issued from the Mint Club protocol are utilizing those Mint tokens valuation. So So these tokens are trading here, has market value right now, right? It's because of the mint token, because mint token has market value based on this the pancake swap, and then it uses that market value for its tokens market valuations. But this is the just version 1. In version 2, you can issue a token based on any ERC20 tokens, not just for mint
token.
Yeah, so for example, you can create token based on the Ethereum token, either, or Matic. Even you can use 8 token as a collateral asset to issue the bonding curve backed new token. So which will be very interesting, because then each token's valuation will be followed by the collateralized tokens. So right now, Mint Club version 1 has only Mint token as a collateralized asset, right? So Mint tokens valuations are only connected to them. But in version 2, you can create any tokens are connected to certain targeted tokens. So Pepe token is very hyped, right? So you want to make something that token valuation is following the Pepe token. Then you can put the Pepe token as a collateralized token, and then issue the new token, which is bonding curve backed with Pepe token. So which will be then connected to the valuations. Right?
Okay, understood.
No? All right. So again, so Mint Club has a token, but can be infrastructure. Oh, yeah. So again, this is another front end that is developed by other company called Honesta Market. This is like a time-based token marketplace, but they use Mint Club by using the Mint Club SDK. And then same mechanism. So there's a token minting, and then also tradable based on the bonding curve pool. So as I say, Mint Club is an infrastructure for them, right? And also on EV and compatible chains for the version 2. So you can use Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, Polygon. We're gonna also put the base chain by Coinbase and Clayton and OK Chain. All right. The branding, Web3 branding is also a very confusing part if you're a newbie in this area. So when you see Web2 branding, they are heavily involved with kind of product intrinsic value, right? So for example, I'm heavily Apple follower. So Apple branding is heavily relied on innovative design, or their user interfaces, and they really put a lot of resources to maintain their high quality, user-friendly ecosystem, right? But when you see Web3 branding, it's quite confusing because of the ownership. I'm pretty much sure that you've seen those charts, from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0 and Web 3.0, right? And then when you change it to Web 2 to Web 3, empowering users, having ownership is quite important concept, right? So Web3 branding is heavily relied on that metrics, ownership basis metrics. I'll show you an example. Anyone heard about nouns here? Probably many of them already, right? Nouns has been in this market and very popular. I'll show you. For someone who may not heard about this project. So Nouns is a NFT basis project. So I say this is actually DAO project. They have co-owned money called treasury fund, and then the Nouns holder are using this money to maintain their branding, basically. So this is very simple but powerful concept. So every day there is a new nonce is on an auction, and then you can bid to get this nonce NFT. So let's see yesterday. So yesterday there's a nonce 72.7. This looks like it's supposed to be Apple. I don't know. And then people bid on to get this one, right? And this person bid 26 Ethereum, which is the highest bid of the yesterday. And then this person got this 727 NFT. And then this 26.25 Ethereum goes to the treasury fund. So the 28,507 Ethereum are the fund that so far all those like the highest auctioneers' money went to the treasury fund. So which is quite interesting concept, right? And then when you see this DAO structure, people keep suggesting proposal. And if you like this proposal, then you can vote it if you own nonce. And then if you don't like it, you can reject it, right? And then there's a rule to execute or not. Once it's executed, then there's a money setting in the proposal. Like I need to do this, and then I need this blah blah amount of money. This person says 15 Ethereum to do this. And then once this is approved by from the DAO proposal platform, then this money will go to this person's wallet automatically. So which is quite interesting concept. So as you see, Web3 branding is heavily emphasis on users' ownership of something. It can be intellectual property like nonce. It can be also platform ownership. So by owning some staked token, like for example, Curve, you can stake the token and then you get this staked token. Like there's a C. What is it? The initial. There's some small initial and the CRV, right? That tokens can be also votable for the DAO proposal, right? So this is kind of interesting concept of the Web3 branding. And as a project founder, if you have DAO mechanism, or if you have token assets for your DApp or your project, then you must consider those branding strategy by utilizing those ownership structure. Any question for this Web3 branding?
I think in this case, nonce-DAO is very small because the number of holders are very few. So does it make sense to make Web3 brand bigger than community? Community itself is very small, so it's intrinsic limitation to Web3. So can we enhance, make bigger that brand, or is it necessary?
That's very important question actually, because I was also sometimes confused about that. Like, yeah, as you see, nonce only has like around 600 holders, which is very small number. But in Web3, isn't 600 not small? I mean, it's confusing concept. So numbers of the holders, I don't think that's much important for Web3 branding, because some small numbers can make huge buzzword based on their branding strategies. So I don't see nonce is small personally, because first of all, I'm pretty much sure that more than 2/3 of the Web3 founders, first of all, know about nonce project. Some of them actually keep checking these proposals. Many of them are already in their Discord channel to keep monitoring this project. And they're running 28,000. It used to be 30,000 something Ethereum, which is quite big fund. They're actually operating this fund together by using DAO system. So yeah, number of token holders are small, but I don't think the project itself is small based on that, because they they make it bigger. And also in nouns, there's a nouns ecosystem. So it's not just the nouns NFTs. There's a real nouns, real goblin. There's a kind of forked out NFT projects from nouns. They have their own, but connected with nouns community. So by adding up all these NFTs, then probably the number of the holder will be over 30,000, which is bigger than BAYC holders. So yeah, but yeah, I can see there's some confusing part because when we're in Web2 businesses, and then let's think about like there's only like what 800, 600 users who are in this community. Is it really big? Which is not, yeah. And then whenever they do something, probably it's not going to be able to make any buzz. But in Web3, it's possible because first of all, it is all open source. So they are always like a forked out communities or connected communities from the main area. Then they are all the ecosystem. I mean, the EVM sphere is also came from that. Like in back to 2017, Ethereum is the only kind of community for Ethereum holders, right? But now there's a EVM spheres, like because Ethereum was very easy to be forked out, right? Or copied, launched by their own EVM compatible chains. But they're all connected. And even now there are layer 2, which extend a lot of that ecosystem size. So I think NFT is somewhat very similar with that too. Then nouns, my personal opinion, is not fair to say it's small size. That's just my personal view, yeah.
But when it comes to branding in Web2 business, we usually focus on customers. So we want to acquire new customers with branding or engage users with branding. But in Web3, like non-style, who is customer?
Actually, the next topic is about that. Yeah. So
yes, okay.
Asking that question. But yeah, I'm gonna use nouns actually example because of your question, which is an interesting question. So yeah, when you see nouns, I'll show you the proposal again. Let's see actually the example. There's a nouns running club project. This project is simply run together in every Web3 project, every Web3 events, like ETH Tokyo or sort of like that, by wearing these nouns glasses. All of them, except for those operators, are not nouns holders. And even the leadership team, there are many people who doesn't hold nouns NFT, but still they do this. So yeah, as you see, who are the customers for nouns? I mean, if they don't buy the NFT, are they classified as customers? In Web3, yes. So that is very important. I mean, in Web2, if the customers who are not gonna buy your product or even not affecting on your ecosystem, then they're not customers. In Web3, they are all somewhat connected. Even though they don't buy an announced NFT, they first of all know about it and they experience about this branding. Probably has very positive image. Like they're gonna maybe share this announced project to their own thing, like what I'm doing. Then those create some kind of positive brand image, right? So in Web3 branding, they are also customers because they're creating buzz together, even though they are not involved directly with announced NFT. So yeah, again, Web3 user base are really fragmented compared to Web2. In Web2, user segments are quite simple and clear. Like for example, Google, there's a product buyers category. under the product buyers, then you can just separate into like, your Google smartphone buyers and tablet buyers, or like app users, sort of like that. Service subscribers, so Google has a lot of services, and then just there are subscribers of their services like Google Cloud and sort of like that. App developers, content providers, and shareholders, investors, they're also kind of their users. I mean, they're not using their product, but they're heavily involved in that ecosystem. So I put this as a user basis, but it's very simple and clear. In Web3, again, announce, it's very vague and fragmented. Some people hold already announced NFT. Some people may be able to purchase NFT. Some people may not possible to purchase NFT because it's too expensive. So has 0% possibility to purchase NFT, but still they are the customers, user bases, very important user bases actually. There is a forked out project, for example, Lil Nouns. Lil Nouns is much cheaper. So some of them may be Lil Nouns users. Then they are also customer of the Nouns, which is very weird because let's say some Xiaomi used Android basis, right? But Google won't see Xiaomi users as their customers. It could be potential customer because they can turn them into their own product buyers, but it's not direct customer basis. In Web3, they are, because they are all connected together. So yeah, which is quite confusing, but interesting concept. When you see ApeCoin ecosystem, it's more complicated. First of all, there are ApeCoin holders. There are a lot of NFTs, BAYC, Mutant IC, this is dog, BAKC, other deed, and recently they make it more complicated. Other deed is separate to the new other deed and vessels. And there's also a game called Dookie Dash. There's a key NFTs, and after key NFTs, there's a something else. There are a lot of separated NFT holders, and even these holders are not much related together. But still, they are all in their user bases because it's all in the ApeCoin sphere. Game players, first of all, most of the game players need this NFT, so they're kind of connected together. But as you see, game players are not. As you see, NFT holders are not 100% game players. Some NFT holders are just holding NFT but not playing the game. So there are different segments. IP businesses. So some BAYC holders are actively in the IP businesses. For example, there's the Board Hungry, which is very famous project. Board Hungry. So somebody used BAYC IP to run their hamburger places, and then this becomes very popular. I'm not sure if this is really yummy. This guy is founder, and then he visited Korea several times, and then he's kind of celebrity in this BAYC community. So yeah, IP business also can be important user basis. Yuga Labs relations, so mostly top level VCs, Ape stakers. So there's a staking platform that using Ape token and BAYC to yield more profits. Yeah, so the user bases are all fragmented, but in Web3 they are all connected. This is not directly a purchase of your product, but you have to still think they are as a user basis. So which is very difficult, but very important. I think the times are almost running off, so I'll skip this part because I was gonna show you the Yuga Labs strategy to use this Web3 user basis. It's very interesting, but yeah, maybe next time there will be more chances to deep dive into Yuga Labs strategy. But if you are interested in the Web3 branding and user-based segmentations, then please check this Yuga Labs portfolio because they are really well structured for that. All right. Business model. actually the main topic of today. Sorry for the long time to reach this section. Web3 business model is extremely difficult, especially when it's involved in a token. If it's not involved in token transaction, then yeah, it's similar with just Web2. So for example, Netflix, which is the world or one of the top 10 most popular IT stock, I personally have the stock too, has actually very simple business model, right? They own the biggest chunk of their income is just streaming. They charge $7 standard with ads, which is kind of new plan recently launched. Basic plan is $9.9. Standard is $15. I mean, they are just like paying this money monthly basis, and it forms most of their revenue stream, right? And then it is used, first of all, to maintain their content. So they have to spend the money to make the content or fund the content or outsourcing the content, and also operation of their platform. So which is simple, right? In and out, in and out. In Web3, it's not that simple at all. First of all, I can say even over 99% of the projects are not in this business model structure, money in and money out. Many projects actually does not have money in. Many of the projects are just heavily involved in the asset valuation basis. It's not even business model. Like, you know, you own your own token, and then the token valuations go up, then suddenly you become rich. That's kind of over 99% of the projects has say their business model, which is completely not. I say, if you say that Web3 business model, I have about 5 categories to do, you can think about. First of all, transaction fee basis model is very important because I'm sure that you guys already well know about the smart contract, right? Yeah, so you can build in the transaction fee business model in smart contracts. So that's why it's very important. So for example, again, Mint Club cases, there is a 0.3% buy tax and then 1.3% of sell tax. This is kind of trading fee, right? And this is already built in the smart contract. So whenever someone buy, then there's a 0.3% of the commissions of the Mint token. And then that goes to the beneficiary wallet, which is here. And then those beneficiary wallet is connected to also referral users. So so whenever there are people more share this referral link, then they can get these buy tax, sell tax commissions to their own link, own wallet. But they are all built in the smart contract. So which is very interesting because you don't need to do this work. In Web2 business, and then if you have transaction fee-based smart business model, then first of all, you have to gather up all this income, right? The trading fees. And then you have to calculate in your centralized server script that this much goes to this wallet, this much goes to this wallet, and then you have to send manually, right? You don't need to do this. In Web3, you can put that in the smart contract, then it's automatically run forever. I mean, until the Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain run their node. So yeah, transaction fees, I see this is the most popular business model in Web3 sphere because most of the app use transaction fee model by using smart contract mechanism. Minting fee is also very important and well used business model. So for example, we have a DigSec Club. This is the NFT generation tool, as I mentioned earlier. So people can create their NFT project here, and then they can put the minting fee. So if there's a 0.1 Ethereum as a minting cost, then if someone mint this NFT, then they have to pay 0.1 Ethereum to them, right? And then we have 5% commission on that. And this is also built in the smart contract. So we don't need to run this. It just automatically run. So whenever someone mint this banana pass 0.1 Ethereum, then I'm sorry, I'm not good at math. So 0.005 Ethereum will automatically go to the beneficiary address, which is us. So which is our business model. So yeah, this is also very important business model you can think of, minting fee. Burning model is also interesting, especially when you be involved in the layer 2 or mainnet basis project. So for example, yeah, Ethereum is the biggest actually chain to use this burning model because of the merge, Ethereum 2.0, officially Ethereum became differentiator tokens. So actually, I'll show you this website. After the merge, so Ethereum 2.0, the supply heavily decreased, right? Before the Ethereum 2.0, so the POW basis, there's a block, the block producers reward, and then after that, it goes to the validators who stake the Ethereum token. And then the total amount of supply will has been heavily reduced after that. And then they have burning model, which is like before this burning model, Ethereum's gas fee structure is just heavily involved on the auction basis, right? And then after that, there is a base gas fee, and then there's a tip. And those base, the gas fee is burned. And then after, so there are more traffics, then there are more burning. This is kind of beauty of the mechanism. So burning model now works really well on the Ethereum chain. I mean, I'm not pushing the Ethereum tokens. I'm just talking about those burning scheme. But because of that well-designed tokenomics, now Ethereum has deflationary tokens successfully, which kind of gives a good sense of the high Ethereum valuations. There's also locking model. I mean, when there's some service that keep making users to lock up the token, then that can be also business model because that reduces the inflation of the token. For example, again, we have a hunt town guild space. And there is a NFT to join it actually called Hunt Building NFT. And to mint this Hunt Building NFT, you need to lock up 1,000 Hunt token for 1 year inside of this NFT. So meaning that when you sell this NFT to someone else, then these 1,000 Hunt tokens is transferred together basically because that tokens is locked in this NFT. So Hunt token has fixed supply. It's not inflation token. We don't issue more Hunt tokens. And then there are more guild members who mint this NFT. Then there are more Hunt tokens will be locked up, right? Under this NFT. Then it becomes the differentiator token. Then it's also kind of similar way of Ethereum doing burning model. Also there's a locking model, so which is quite interesting. There's one question: how can fee-based business model compatible with Web3 business? Coding mentioned Web3 products serve less customer than Web2 products, but economy scale, number of the consumers, crucial fee-based. Again, the physical numbers of the users are not that much important in Web3, especially for the fee-based model. The more important is like first of all, the amount of the transactions, the money amount, and also number of the transactions. If those two are big enough, then the fee-based model works really well. So for example, OpenSea, which is the world's largest NFT marketplace, so they have fee-based model, right? Whenever they get the minting trading commissions on their smart contract, then there is a base commission, which is 0.2%. Sometimes they reduce it, but I think it's basically 0.2%. Those all goes to the OpenSea. And because of the amount of the transactions and also the amount of per transaction, OpenSea earns enormous amount of money every year. So it's just really profitable business model. All right. Oh, we have only 10 minutes left, so speed or more. Meme coin model is also very interesting, but maybe I can just skip it. For the meme coin model, the thing is like, yeah, maybe we will have more opportunity to touch about that. All right. The final topic that I want to share is about UX. Web3 UX is basically horrible. Is because of the inborn problem, which is on-chain basis transactions. You have to deal with the on-chain transactions and wallet, especially the ecosystem that MetaMask made initially. So you have to be involved with it. But there is a really the well-known mistakes what Web3 developers or designers do that. So, for example, I found some interesting photo on the website that this is some professor, and this is professor's office. There are a lot of things here, right? So like, oh my God, how can he even work well? So I really want to help this professor. So I cleaned up his desk like this. Then this will be catastrophe for this professor, right? It's not be able to work properly. So the important thing is that simplification is not deletion. So Web3 UX is horrible when you think that, because it's all the complication. So you try to just get rid of them. Then that won't be able to usable. So whenever you go some UX conference, Web3 UX conferences, and then as a bad example of the UX, they always talk about Curve, the classic model, not new model, the classic version. But this is not. This is the biggest mistake what people make. Curve probably targeted their own targeted users who love these interfaces. There is a reason. And then if you are the kind of new Curve designer, then you kind of slash them out and make it more simplified. So they made a new version. And then nobody used the new version. They keep using this classic version because classic version is more convenient for them. But for us, it looks like very complicated. It's not difficult to use. I mean, not easy to use, sorry. Yeah. But so again, getting rid of the complication part is not the main part of the Web3 UX. The more important thing is that you have to understand your users, and then you have to create the most suitable interfaces for your targeted own users. Basically, there's a word degens, degenerations. The people who like me, who always like, in Korean word is like, like 대가리가 깨졌다, like that. So whenever you hold something and then you experience a lot of things, and then basically you keep losing your money and becoming decent. They're very sophisticated. So when you see your Web3 UX and then you just keep thinking about like simplification and or like authentically beautiful, then your product will not be attractive for them. So you always have to think about your UX targeting for your target audiences, and you have to understand their needs in a deeper level. And then your interface has to be connected with that needs, individual needs. If you have time, you can experience this minting site that we built. So in DigSecLove, there is also another feature that some project can create their custom minting site, and then they're supposed to target very newbies, like who even does not know about the gas prices. And then as a Web3 project founder, you have to make a usable product for them, right? So for example, when someone, oh, sorry, I've already minted, so it's a sad, but if you're a new user, and then when you connect your wallet, and then the website asks you to change the network to the Matic, right? And then if someone does not know about the gas fee mechanism, then the person cannot mint it, because how can the person get the Matic token for their wallet, right? Which is very important, a very difficult task for them. then we read their wallet addresses, and then we have a built-in faucet system for them. So we send magic token automatically to them, very small amount. So please don't try to abuse that. Very small amount, so that the user doesn't need to know about magic tokens. Also, the gas fee mechanism, the person can just mint the NFT right away without any knowing about the complications of the part. So yeah, I mean, this is just one of the examples. When you build your own product, first of all, you have to be very target specific, and then your interface is supposed to be connected for them in a very smooth way, which is very important, not just making more simplified and getting rid of them. And off the record, centralized exchange ecosystem is very critical actually for the Web3 project, but it's very, very I don't want to say more words, but very complicated. We have Hunt token, which is listed in Upbit and Huobi and multiple centralized exchanges. And to deal with them, there are a lot of things to think about, and then that also you have to know. Maybe we will have another chance to talk about that. Maybe I have a lot of stories to share with you guys about this ecosystem. But if you want to make your project to become successful, then you must know about CEX ecosystem too. Project runway is also very important thing you have to think of, because we made huge mistakes so long ago. So we started our business in 2017, and then even we did initial exchange offering, which is coin sales through the exchanges around this time. But it was very small amount at the time. And then most of our company assets were Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies, right? And then when you get this long crypto winters, and then if your company runway is heavily involved in a token, then you won't be able to survive. So we kind of almost shut down our company around this time because of the runway. So after that, yeah, we tried to kind of rebalancing of our company assets to make it long, sustainable runway for basically, being survived is very important for the project founders, especially in the Web3. So yeah, there is some special tactics to make sustainable runway for your company. And last word, I want to share with you guys that if you want to become a successful Web3 project founder, you should be a storyteller. It's really important to make a narrative of your product and then deliver that to the target audience as a storyteller, rather than just like this. Whenever you go to the conferences and then people ask, so what do you do? And then they start to say like, oh yeah, it's decentralized protocol, blah, blah, blah. All the mimically same words, right? You have to have your own story to tell about your product to the target audiences, not just like, mimicable words that other people also say. All right. Any questions?
You can ask a question.
Before this session, oh yeah, sorry.
I think you are lack of time because you prepared a lot of things.
Oh,
so,
sorry.
I'm not sorry. Actually, I wanna listen to more things. The part you skipped. So yeah. I propose after finishing the official lecture, can you extend your lecture?
Yeah. So, I can. Yeah.
Okay. If you don't have any question, let's finish the official lecture. And then if you want to listen more, you can leave.
More fun part.
Okay. and turn off the record.